Now hold on, y'all. Did you know India's building weapons so advanced, even the US military is sitting up straight saying, wait, they built Wuhat? I'm talking about stealth jets that vanish off the radar, missiles that can think for themselves, and laser systems that look straight out of a Marvel movie. How did India go from importing weapons to inventing technology that's shocking world powers? And which one of these could completely change modern warfare? Don't blink, cause by the time we hit number 1, you're gonna realize the future of global defense ain't what you thought. Picture this. Deep beneath the Indian Ocean, a massive shadow glides silently through the water. No lights, no sound, not even a ripple. Somewhere in that endless blue, a steel giant lurks, carrying enough firepower to change the course of a war. The US Navy's most advanced satellites scan the area, but all they find is nothing. That's when analysts realize India's invisible predator is on the move. This isn't a movie, this is real. And its name, the INS Arihant, India's first nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine. Now, here's where it gets wild. Most countries that own nuclear submarines, the US, Russia, China, have spent decades mastering stealth under the sea. India, it built one from the ground up, powered by its own nuclear reactor, designed in complete secrecy. For years, even defense experts didn't believe India could pull it off. And then, boom, the Arihant quietly entered service. No fanfare, no public announcement. Just a silent statement to the world. India has arrived. But what makes this beast so special? Let's break it down. Imagine a submarine so quiet, it can glide underwater for months without surfacing. It's got nuclear power, meaning it doesn't need air like diesel subs do. It can stay hidden for weeks, maybe even months, making it nearly impossible to detect. And if that wasn't enough to make your jaw drop, it carries nuclear missiles that can be launched while submerged. You heard that right. A strike can be fired from the depths of the ocean, and no one would even know where it came from. Now, here's where the story turns from impressive to chillingly brilliant. The Arihant is not just about offense. It's about deterrence. It's India's insurance policy against any nuclear threat. See, in modern warfare, the country that can strike back, even after being attacked, is the one nobody dares to mess with. That's exactly what Arihant does. It ensures that even if India were hit first, there'd still be a second strike ready to launch from somewhere deep under the ocean. That's power. Quiet. Calculated. Unseen. Even more fascinating, this submarine isn't a one-off experiment. It's the first in a growing fleet. India's Navy plans to build a whole family of these silent hunters, each more advanced than the last. Rumor has it, newer models will carry missiles that can hit targets over 500 kilometers away, enough to reach any major adversary without ever leaving Indian waters. And get this, military experts from around the world have been watching closely. Some US analysts reportedly called it a strategic shock. Because here's the thing, the INS Arihant doesn't just add strength to India's Navy. It changes the balance of power in the entire Indo-Pacific region. So next time someone says India's still catching up, just remember, somewhere hundreds of meters beneath the sea, a nuclear-powered submarine is cruising silently, undetected, carrying the kind of might that even superpowers take seriously. And the craziest part, that's just the beginning. Because if the Arihant is the silent hunter beneath the waves, wait till you see what's flying in India's skies next. Imagine this, you're sitting in a radar control room, watching a blip appear on your screen, and before you can even react, it's gone. No time to launch defenses, no time to hide. Just a flash and silence. That's what happens when the BrahMos missile strikes. It's the world's fastest supersonic cruise missile. So fast, so precise, and so low flying that even the most advanced US air defense systems would struggle to stop it. And here's the kicker. It's made in India. Now, most people hear the word missile and think of big rockets going straight up into the sky. But the BrahMos isn't just a missile. It's a hunter, designed to fly just 10 to 15 meters above the ground or ocean surface. This thing hugs the terrain, dodging radar like a ghost. And when it locks onto its target, it strikes with pinpoint accuracy. Traveling at over Mach 3, that's more than 700 kilometers per hour. For perspective, that's 3 times the speed of sound. By the time the enemy even knows it's coming, it's already hit. Let me paint you a picture. The US military has the Tomahawk missile, powerful, reliable, and world famous, but it travels at subsonic speed, around Mach 0.7. The BrahMos, it's over 4 times faster. That means it can destroy targets before enemy radar or defenses can even respond. Think about that for a second. 4 times faster than America's best known cruise missile. That's not just competition, that's domination. And the story behind it is even more fascinating. The BrahMos is a joint venture between India and Russia. But here's the twist. India has taken the lead in making it smarter, lighter, and deadlier. The upgraded version, BrahMos 2, currently under development, is expected to go hypersonic, reaching speeds of Mach 7. That's right, 7 times the speed of sound. At that velocity, even if you saw it coming, you couldn't do a thing about it. Now here's where the genius of Indian engineering shines. The BrahMos isn't just launched from the ground. Oh no, it can be fired from warships, submarines, aircraft, and even mobile launchers. The Indian Air Force has fitted it onto the Su-30 MKI fighter jet, creating a flying arsenal that can take out enemy bases or ships from hundreds of kilometers away, and be back home before radar even knows what happened. But beyond the raw power and speed, the BrahMos is a symbol of India's independence in defense technology. No borrowed tech, no foreign dependency, just Indian brains and innovation redefining global military standards. In fact, several countries are now lining up to buy it, and that's making defense giants in Washington and Beijing very, very nervous. You see, the BrahMos isn't just a missile, it's a message. It says, India doesn't need to be protected. India protects itself. It's proof that Indian defense science isn't just catching up to the world's best. It's setting the pace. So, the next time you hear a sonic boom echoing across the ocean, remember this: somewhere out there, a BrahMos missile just proved why the world, even the United States, is keeping a close eye on India's growing power. And if you thought that was impressive, wait till you hear about a jet so stealthy it can see other stealth jets. That's coming up next. Now picture this: it's a moonless night and radar operators are scanning the skies. Suddenly, they pick up nothing. The screen is blank, no signal, no blip, no trace. But high above, slicing silently through the clouds, an aircraft is already there, invisible, undetectable, unstoppable. That's not a scene from a sci-fi movie. That's India's HAL AMCA, the stealth fighter jet that's making even the US sit up and say, hold on, they built what? The AMCA, short for Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, is India's upcoming 5th-generation stealth fighter. But this isn't just another plane with a fancy name. This is India's leap into the elite club of nations that can design and build stealth jets from scratch. A club that, until now, only had the US, Russia, and China. The fact that India is entering this game and doing it with such confidence has sent shockwaves through global defense circles. So what makes the AMC so special? Let's start with its invisibility. This thing is built to vanish, literally. Its radar cross-section is so tiny that enemy systems can't pick it up until it's too late. Every curve, every edge, every screw is designed to scatter radar waves instead of reflecting them. It's like the jet is wrapped in a cloak of invisibility. But here's the real twist. It doesn't just hide from enemy radar. It's built to hunt stealth jets too. Yeah, you heard that right. While most stealth fighters rely solely on remaining unseen, the AMC comes loaded with an advanced sensor fusion system, meaning it can detect, track, and even predict the movements of other stealth aircraft. So imagine this: an F-35 or a Chinese J-20 thinks it's invisible until an Indian AMC locks on and says, gotcha. And it's not just stealth, it's speed, agility, and brains all rolled into one. Powered by twin engines capable of supercruise, that's flying faster than sound without using afterburners. This jet can dominate the skies without ever breaking cover. Add to that artificial intelligence, assisted avionics, 360-degree radar awareness, and a cockpit so advanced it looks like something out of Iron Man's suit. This isn't just a fighter jet, it's a flying command center. But here's where the story hits different. The AMCA isn't built by some giant multinational defense corporation. It's being crafted by Indian engineers at HAL and DRDO, fueled by local innovation and determination. It's homegrown, built from the ground up in India. That's what makes it such a game changer. For decades, India depended on foreign fighter jets, from the MiG-21 to the Mirage 2000. But with AMCA, the message is crystal clear. India doesn't just buy cutting-edge tech anymore, it builds it. And make no mistake, the world is watching. U.S. defense experts have been quietly impressed, with some even comparing it to early versions of the F-22 Raptor. But there's something uniquely Indian about this jet. It's designed for versatility, built for affordability, and fine-tuned for the unpredictable conditions of the Indian subcontinent. So when this bird finally takes to the skies in full operational glory, it won't just be another fighter jet, it'll be a statement, a signal that India is not just keeping pace with the world's military powers, it's about to overtake them. And if you thought an invisible jet was impressive, wait till you hear about the weapon that destroys enemies without a single bullet. Just a beam of light. Imagine a battlefield where there are no explosions, no missiles, no sound, just a flash of light, and the enemy drone disintegrates midair. No smoke, no debris, just gone. Sounds like something out of Star Wars, right? Well, what if I told you India is actually building that kind of weapon right now? A weapon that doesn't fire bullets, doesn't need ammunition, and travels at the speed of light. This isn't science fiction. This is India's laser weapon system, and it's making even the US military raise an eyebrow. Now, let's set the stage. For decades, the dream of a laser weapon, one that can instantly zap threats out of the sky, has been the holy grail of modern warfare. America's been chasing it. Russia's been chasing it. China's been boasting about it. But India, quietly, steadily, it's been developing one of the most advanced, directed energy weapons the world has ever seen. Through its Defense Research and Development Organization, or DRDO. So how does it work? Picture this: a high-powered laser beam that can track and destroy enemy targets, drones, missiles, aircraft, in seconds. There's no trail, no projectile, no explosion. Just a pinpoint burst of light that melts through metal faster than your brain can process what just happened. It's clean, silent, and unbelievably fast. You can't dodge light. You can't outrun it. That's what makes it terrifying and revolutionary. The system DRDO is working on has already shown its muscle in early tests. One prototype successfully shot down multiple aerial targets at close range, using nothing but concentrated energy. Engineers are now working to boost its power output, aiming for systems that can disable or destroy enemy aircraft, even from kilometers away. That means no need for expensive missiles or ammunition stockpiles. Just a reusable, rechargeable beam of pure destruction. But the real genius here, its cost and speed. Think about this. Every time a country launches a missile to intercept a drone, it costs thousands, sometimes millions of dollars. With a laser system, each shot costs less than the price of your morning coffee. Just electricity. You could take down hundreds of targets without ever worrying about running out of ammo. And here's where it gets even more spine-tingling. The DRDO laser system isn't just being designed for ground use. Plans are already in motion to mount it on warships and aircraft, giving India's military the ability to destroy threats before they even get close. Imagine a fighter jet slicing through the sky, burning enemy drones out of existence with invisible beams. Even US defense analysts have taken note. They've seen the early tests, and they know what it means. India is entering the next era of warfare, where light itself becomes the weapon. This changes everything. Because the moment you can fight with light, you don't just have power. You have instant power. No reloads, no delays, just precision and control. And the best part, India is doing it with homegrown technology, quietly leaping ahead in a race most people didn't even know it was running. So, if you thought lasers were just for sci-fi movies, think again. India's building them right now, and they're real, deadly, and silent. But stay tuned, because next, we're going to talk about a shield so powerful it can protect entire cities. India's very own Iron Shield. Picture this. The skies are roaring with enemy fighter jets, missiles streaking toward their targets, and chaos unfolding below. Suddenly, a dome of invisible power activates over the battlefield. One by one, the threats vanish from the radar missiles. Gone. Jets neutralized. The enemy watches in disbelief as their entire assault is stopped cold, not by an army, not by a fleet, but by a shield. That shield is India's Akash NG air defense system, and it's turning heads all the way to the Pentagon. Now, let me ask you something. What's more powerful than offense? Defense that never fails. And that's exactly what India has been perfecting. The Akash NG, which stands for New Generation, is the latest evolution of India's Akash missile family. But this version, it's faster, smarter, deadlier, and almost impossible to evade, designed by DRDO. This homegrown marvel is proving that India's defense tech isn't just catching up with global powers. It's starting to lead the pack. Here's where it gets exciting. Most air defense systems around the world rely on massive, complex setups that take hours to deploy. The Akash NG, it can be rolled out in minutes. Mounted on mobile launchers, it's ready to move wherever the fight is. And once it's active, it creates a protective bubble, a 360-degree shield that can detect, track, and destroy multiple aerial targets simultaneously. We're talking fighter jets, drones, cruise missiles, anything that dares to enter its airspace. What gives it that edge? Speed and intelligence. The Akash NG missile travels at over Mach 4, guided by advanced radar and electro-optical sensors that can lock onto targets in any weather, day or night. Its seeker technology is so precise that it can distinguish between decoys and real threats. Something even older Western systems struggle with. Once it locks on, there's no escaping. The missile adjusts mid-flight, recalculates trajectories, and ensures a direct hit every single time. But here's where it gets even more impressive. The Akash NG isn't just a standalone system. It's part of a layered defense network, meaning it can work alongside other systems like the S-400 or the indigenous QRSAM, creating a seamless wall of protection over Indian airspace. It's India's version of the Iron Dome, but with longer range, faster response, and a fraction of the cost. Even the U.S. defense community has taken notice. Analysts have pointed out that the Akash NG's performance and mobility could rival some of NATO's best systems. And remember, this isn't imported tech. It's 100% made in India. That means India can upgrade, adapt, and deploy it on its own terms without waiting for foreign approvals or technology transfers. Now here's the real kicker. The Akash NG isn't just defensive. It's a silent warning to any adversary thinking of testing India's skies. It says, you can try, but you won't get through. That kind of confidence doesn't come from words. It comes from knowing your shield works better than anyone else's sword. So, when you think of India's defense might, don't just picture the missiles that strike or the jets that soar. Picture the invisible guardian in the sky, the Akash NG, silently watching, waiting, and ready. Because in the modern age of warfare, sometimes the most powerful weapon is the one that stops the attack before it even begins. And trust me, if the US was shocked by India's defense breakthroughs so far, what's coming next might just rewrite the rules of global power altogether. So, after hearing all that, the invisible submarines lurking in silence, the lightning, fast BrahMos slicing through the skies, the ghost-like AMCA jet that even stealth fighters fear, the blinding laser weapons striking with pure light, and the Akash NG shield protecting the nation like an invisible dome. One thing's clear, India isn't just in the global defense race anymore, it's changing the course of it. For decades, the world saw India as a buyer of defense tech. But now, it's the builder, it's the innovator, it's the quiet powerhouse that's making even the United States, the most advanced military on the planet. Stop, watch, and whisper. How did they do that? And here's the thing, these aren't just weapons, they're messages. Each one says, India can defend itself, India can protect others, and India can compete with anyone. From the deep oceans to the edge of space, India's defense technology is rewriting the rules of what's possible. Proving that with intelligence, innovation, and pure determination, even giants can be surprised. So the next time you hear that familiar sonic boom in the sky or read about a mysterious test deep in the ocean, just remember, it might not be the US leading the charge. It might just be India stepping into a future where its power doesn't shout, it echoes. And trust me, the world's watching closely because this is only the beginning of India's rise as a true global defense superpower. And there you have it. 10 incredible weapons proving that India isn't just defending its borders, it's redefining the future of warfare. From stealth that defies detection to missiles that outrun sound, from shields that block the unthinkable to lasers that strike with light, India's innovation is leaving even world powers stunned. If this blew your mind, hit that like button, drop a comment with which weapon impressed you most, and don't forget to subscribe, because the next wave of Indian defense tech is coming fast, and you'll want to be here when it breaks. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and remember, the future of power may just be flying, sailing, and shining from India.